Just throw a question off the
You know, I think part of this, the tough part for me for this game, like I said earlier, was it's tough for a lot of different reasons. Being a former student athlete, anytime you have an opportunity to play against your rivalry, and you only get one shot now, I think it's really tough that you didn't have that opportunity, that win, before you move forward. So I think that's part of why I'm disappointed. I think the other piece of it is that we found a way to rally at home. I felt like the crowd was there with us. I think the players were all in tune. I think they were focused, and we came up short. And that's always hard. It's hard because they're looking at you like, well, we did everything you said, and we still didn't win. And I think ultimately right now, the one thing this team can understand is every single game there have been areas of improvement. I think the one thing right now that we need to have is consistency. We lack consistency. So when we're able to fill one hole and get that taken care of, another gap opens up. I think that's been the toughest piece of it. That's my job, and I am thankful for the next couple of days to kind of sit back, obviously spend time with family, but really and truly for me and my staff, it's going to be taking a look at our last 9 games, really trying to assess now how far we've come, and as we move forward in conference, figure out a way where we can see more consistency across the board on both ends of the floor. And I think that's what makes this game tough. It's a rivalry game, and the ball could have fallen either way, the calls could have been either way, and to come up short like that and be in a situation where you're 2-7 is really tough on these young women that I think they deserve more.
And it seems that you guys made those good runs, and you got down to between 3 and 4 points, but just that the defensive stop couldn't happen then, and you allowed a UTSA player to kind of sneak out and an easy layup, and so is that what you're looking for, the consistency on the defensive end mainly? Because you guys are getting your offensive looks. It seems like.
I think again it goes back to this consistency in certain areas defensively. For us, it's going to be our ability to be able to rebound. Okay. I think I will continuously go back to our ability to be able to rebound. We need consistent rebounding. What does that allow us to do? It allows us to get the ball right off the rim and run. We haven't had that piece of our offense in some time, and that was one of our keys today. Get the ball and let's run. Put the defense back on their heels. So that's part of our defense. I think that we need to get cleaned up. I think offensively at times we've struggled because we've struggled at the free throw line. So we've stayed aggressive. We've found ways. What I've enjoyed about Kate, I just told Kate on the way here, is that we've been able to allow her to, some of our younger ones, Corey Moore as well, play through some of those freshman mistakes, allow them to play through some of them, gain their confidence to be able to score. And every single young woman basically that we score on this, signed on this team can score. It's a matter of what is she doing defensively, is she playing smart, and is she finding, her way to good plays. So I think that's really, as I look forward to film, I'm going to be looking at our ability to be able to rebound better, and then I'm going to take a look at really and truly scheme-wise what makes the most sense to stretch people out. And now that I think we're getting some consistent scoring from the outside, it really helps out with Ashley Eze. Kalia Mays can score in the paint. Jacqueline Jeffco can face up and score in the paint as well. So I think that's nice. Knowing and seeing now that Jacqueline Jeffco and Kalia Mays have finally gone from being transfer kids to seeing some minutes, to see kind of where they're at, because they're newcomers, although they're not freshmen, I think was really important. So scheme-wise now, we can move forward.
You guys just more rebounding out of them, I guess, tonight. Just 2 for Jacqueline, and then just 1 for Kalia. It seems like you really praised them coming into this year, but it seems like you guys need to see a little bit more out of it.
Correct. No, most definitely. Most definitely. And I think Kaitlin can tell you, we do a lot of rebounding and we do a lot of free throw shooting. And the fact of the matter is right now I got to figure out a way. And if a way sometimes for young women and young men, it's the power of the bench. If your ability to only, you're playing 20-some minutes, you're getting 3 rebounds, and that's all that you're helping the team do, I think it's important to give another woman an opportunity. But that's what film is for. It really gives me a chance to kind of look, assess, and see, and be fair to the young woman as well, to talk to her about it.
Coach, with Ariel being out, obviously they got out to some early transition baskets, and you guys got in kind of a hole. But when you went small, it seems like you guys start, energy level picked up a little bit, and you guys start getting into your offense a little bit better. Just talk about that period.
I think the energy level when we went smaller was it just escalated. A lot of people don't realize Jasmine Bogus hasn't practiced for the last 2 practices. She's been out. But she just wanted an opportunity. She rehabbed hard. A senior who wants to play against UTSA. She came in and did something she hasn't been as consistent about, and that's a rebound. I mean, she came in and she rebounded better than she has in a while. So I think that alone excites the team because that's a missing piece of where we've been.
Right.
That got him excited. You know, Corey Morris seeing more minutes, I think, is exciting the team.
Right.
Kaitlin Walla having the ability to score, I think, is also excited the team. So I think those pieces for young women that no one's really seen play consistently, to be able to step into a role, knock down shots, get hustle plays, that's really, really fun. Versus, you know, your traditional kids that I've been playing.
Right. And she can score. I mean, someone that's covered her, you know, in the high school, I mean, she can score. So how was that for you today to be able to see her finally get going on the offense?
You know, I think as I look back, Kate, every single game is getting consistently better in her ability to be able to step up and hit shots. She's still learning good shot, bad shot, but that's part of her just being a freshman and kind of rolling with some of that. I've got a lot of confidence in Kate with her basketball IQ. And her understanding of the game and where she came from in a great Georgetown program. It's a completely different system, but it's a system, and she's a system kid. So I think once she understands the ins and outs and what she's looking for and what that opens up, she clearly understands what to look for outside of just herself, to be honest with you. And the kid can rebound. I mean, she can rebound as well, which I think is ultimately going to be important for us to come up with hustle plays.
Okay.
Also got some good minutes from Taha. That's the first time she's been out there. Talk about her play.
You know, it's kind of interesting. I was asked earlier if she would play. I said, you know, I'm not sure. You know, I played her for about a 40-minute spurt real quick with a particular situation that we had recently. I just needed a defensive stop, and bless her heart, she gave up a basket. But this time around, it was kind of odd because Ariel Anderson was out,
Right.
and then Megan Brower went down,
Right.
and then Kaylin Martin, I don't know if y'all saw, was getting taped because she tweaked her ankle, and it's like, geez, okay.
Right.
She only knows like 2 or 3 sets. The kid's only practiced for 1 week. This is what you needed to do. When we went in, she made some plays.
Right.
The kid made some plays, and I think that's exciting for our future. That we have another young woman who can kind of step in and help out. She also was Player of the Year, similar to Kate, played TABC Player of the Year. And so once she has an opportunity to kind of get into practice and understand how things are run as a point guard, that'll really help us out.
Was there a point where you thought you were going to get that big stop? I mean, you guys will come, you're down 11, you come within 2, and then they go up 7. Then you guys come within 2, then they go up 8. Was there a point where you thought you guys were going to get that stop?
Yeah, I think in the last 2 minutes, I really thought, okay, we're going to get this game now. Because the confidence level that they were playing with was really high, and they were extremely focused. You know, but I got to give it to UTSA. So were they. It's a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. And it didn't seem to me that they were playing away, you know, the way they were playing out there. And it's not that our kids didn't play hard. They did. I think we had a little bit of a lapse there at the end with the execution offensively as far as what we're looking for. Try to call, you know, a couple timeouts to get us back on the same page. But again, I go back to youthfulness, and I think some of that too is my ability to be able to clearly explain what it is that she needs to do. So when she goes in, she knows. You know, every single last one of them knows exactly what they're supposed to do.
Caitlin, I know you played, you know, deep in the playoffs a lot of times, you know, Georgetown and stuff, and you're playing against some elite competition there. But, you know, college is different. A lot of freshmen like to say that the game was kind of fast off of that. Has it been kind of slowing down for you? And was that the case tonight, that you could finally see your shots, you can finally see where you needed to be and how you needed to make them?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a transition. I think what Coach Z said really hits home. It's kind of, I've always been a system kid. When I understand what like the play is and what's open, then that makes it easier for me. So now I'm starting to understand Coach Z's system, and I know where to look, and that helps a lot. Where to look for my shot, where to look for passes. So.
And that last play, obviously, it seemed to be drawn up for you. You're coming around. Take us through that play. Because it seemed like you guys had the exact play you wanted. You ran it exactly how you wanted to. But UTSA was just right there. The defense was just spectacular.
I mean, go back to the rivalry game. That girl was on me the whole time. She wanted that win, and you got to give her credit where it's due.
What was the play like? What were you seeing there?
It was 2 double stagger screens. So Raven came off the first, and then they came down the 2 posts, came down the stagger for me, and she locked and trailed really hard.
Is there a point where during this game where you had 10 against UTEP, but was there a point during this game where you felt like, okay, yeah, I had it going today, I'm going to let it fly a little bit more than usual?
My dad gave me good advice before this game. He's like, just play to win. Like, you kind of, as a freshman, I think you come in, you're kind of like worried about other things than just the game. And today I'm sick of losing. So I just came to win. I didn't really look up at the scoreboard. Just kind of went with the game.
Coach, you guys, I mean, 2-8 now. Obviously, it's been a tough start to the season because you guys have played a tough, you know, non-conference schedule. as a coach with with so many new faces, so many young kids here, how are you going to work through this? I mean, this has to be pretty trying for you. You know, you haven't really experienced this mainly through your tenure here. So as a head coach, how are you going to kind of try to turn things around? Is it a lot of soul searching as a coach? Is it looking at more tape? What do you think it kind of is?
I think with the ability to be able to reflect, it's a tough schedule, and I keep asking myself internally, should I have scheduled this tough, knowing that we have 8 new faces? Like, should I have done that with this group? And let's see if they can bounce back. As I take a look all the way up to this game, I'm still happy with the way I scheduled, only because these are tough kids, and only because they've not given up. And so I don't think I made a mistake in the fact that they understand what it's going to take to win at a championship level and to win, and that they're right there. Outside of the Texas game, at a few games we kind of just we're separated. You're talking about with a team that can score, 7 to 8 points, 3 points, really close games. And knowing that they're going to continue to fight, and knowing that now, outside of St. Thomas, we get rolling, we have 18 games, we have 17 games to go in and play to win and compete and get a high enough seed to truly have a chance to have postseason play. So for me, as I reflect, I definitely have to say I'm okay with the way I scheduled, only because the way this team has found a way to fight. If I would have gone softer, was there a chance we could have had some more wins? Yes, but there's no saying. So why not go hard right away? Let's test these 8 new faces out there, these youngsters, see what they can do. And I think people forget Aaron Peoples and Ariel Anderson and Raven Burns are just sophomores. So you add that on top of it. We only have 3 seniors. I think that's a tremendous amount of stress that I put them under as young people at times. And part of it's me trying to figure out the right balance, the right chemistry. I actually think I know now. I kind of have a good idea. I think you have been able to see it with rotations as to what we're going to run with and what's going to work. And I'm excited about that, to be honest with you. And I think a lot of our fans will be that have tracked us. But to answer your question, for sure, I'm taking a look at that. But I wouldn't change it. We got tough kids. Walla's a tough kid, and she doesn't. And she's like, she said the same thing Aaron People said last year to me. I hate to lose more than I love to win. And I think that's what we need, and we're getting better every single game. And I think that's important as we move forward.
Kaitlin, you were just nodding your head when she was talking about the schedule. I mean, is this what you wanted out of college ball, to play tough teams, to grow as a player, to learn what it takes to win at this level?
Of course. I mean, like she said, we haven't, take out the Texas game, we haven't really gotten blown out by anyone. We were in every game at some point. Even the Texas game in the beginning, we were in it. So that says something about this team, and I truly think we have improved every game. And so, I'm excited looking forward. I think this team is resilient. I think that we do come back fighting harder when we're down. So yeah, we're pretty down right now, but we're gonna come back fighting hard.
You've Kaitlin, you've probably heard about the rivalry from Coach Z and a lot of the older players. You got your first taste of it today. Just kind of talk about your first taste of that.
I mean, you can feel it. You can feel it on that court. Just kind of everyone goes a little bit harder. Everyone, especially at the end. UTSA didn't want to give it up. I mean, both teams. Everyone was focused. Everyone there wasn't really many mental errors. It's just everyone going hard for every board, for every point, and that's exciting. That's why you play for games like this.
And I guess, Coach Z, what's the plan for the rest of the week? The holidays coming up. You guys have a game next Sunday. What's the plan?
The young women will have some rest now to go have a chance to go home and eat, home cook and be with their families, which I think is really important, honestly, for basketball players. Most players only get 2-3 days off anyway. We'll go back. We'll go 2 days on the 26th because we have a game on the 29th. And I truly can't tell you just yet what specifically we'll be working on until, for me and my staff, me specifically, it's going to be some time to relax with family. But I've got a fair amount of film because I'm actually going to go back through all of our games before I start looking to game planning for the conference play. And I'm excited. I know to some people, you take a look at the stats. I'm really excited. And you know what gives me excitement? We're youthful. My gosh, we're youthful, but they're almost there. So that's my challenge as a coach. That's what I'm supposed to do, is make sure that I put them in good position. And knowing that I have some game slippage, we're going to make mistakes, and I got to figure out a way to cover it up for them. So I'm excited about it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.